The following program is a production of Yowowa Media in Niagara Falls, New York. The opinions expressed in the following show are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Yowowa Media or of our sponsors.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead or gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, don't forget about me.
Good evening. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Black Reality Unscripted. It's your boy Donta Miles, and I'm here with my man Jalety Bladez. What's up, Jalety?
What's shaking?
Man, hey, man, we're here, man. And I'm glad you're here with us, man. Listen, this is part 2. So, for those of you who missed last week's show, man, I missed some nice, heavy, good quality conversation we had last week. Uh-oh. Am I here? Uh-oh. Think we lost me. Hello?
Testing.
There we go. I think I'm coming up.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, you hear me? Okay. Sweet. All right, so yes, so Black Reality Unscripted. Okay, it's educational for some, uncomfortable for others, and it's just plain reality for a lot of us. All right. So we're here. Give them a little rundown about who you are, and you can kind of touch on just a little bit because we got a lot more.
I'm Jalety. I'm an addict. I'm an entrepreneur, black business owner. Overcame a lot to come share my story with you guys today. You know what I'm saying? From drugs to gangs to man, just so much. Like, we're gonna get into it as we do this interview. And,
Absolutely.
And dig into it and
absolutely
let you know everything about me.
Yeah, let me tell you. See, you're a shining example for those who are in situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And may not know exactly how to come out of them. You know, and or not see that light at the end of the tunnel, or seeing like if I make a different change, or if I do something different, how would it affect you? You know what I'm saying? How would it affect me? You know what I mean? And playing, we talk about that, playing the tape out.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if you don't pick it up, you don't gotta put it down.
Yeah.
So the best thing is like to stay away from it. But if you just happen to find yourself in a lifestyle that chose you as well as you choosing it, because you know what I'm saying, then everybody, you got to realize going in, everybody don't make it out. And if you're fortunate enough to make it out, like reach back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Reach back. Like, that's the
else,
important part. People overcome some things and they just keep it moving, and long as they okay, like, that's how a community fell. Like, people more concerned with having than being. You know what I'm saying? Like, long as they figure they overcame something and that they good, like, nah, you gotta help somebody else out.
So, So Mr. Jalety Bladez right here, he's my barber, man, and he's, no disrespect or no, shots at any other barbers, because I we got some good barbers here in the city of Niagara Falls. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But this is just my choice right here. I mean, this my guy. He keeps me clean. But yes, you did. You had different situations that you went through in life. You know what I mean? So we had talked about the drug addictions. We had talked about okay, thank you. We had talked about the drug addictions, and then the drug sales that led to drug usage. That, you know what I mean. So once you made those choices, those were actually choices that were made too. You know what I mean? The stuff. So it just didn't fall at you, and then, you know what I mean?
Nah, it didn't just fall. It didn't fall. Like I told you. I also did 4 years in prison.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't talk about that on the last segment.
Tell us a little bit about that, man.
Oh, man.
That experience. That experience. Because a lot of people think it's cool, man. A lot of people think you're going to go and you're going to hang out with your friends. You're thinking that, oh, yeah, you know, but tell the people what that does to your life.
All right. It changed you. Like, when you go to prison, when you come home, either you're going to be better or you're going to be worse, but you're never going to be the same again. Mm-hmm. Like, the old you is gone, and it's replaced with a more sensitive version of yourself. Either, like I say, you're going to be either better or you're going to be worse. Either you're going to go full stream into the wrong way, or you're not going to go back to jail at all.
Right.
Ain't no middle ground right there.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been back.
Right.
So when I got arrested, this was in July of 2008. Mm-hmm. I had 17 charges with 7 felonies.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
I had 17. I had 2 unlawful imprisonments. I had 2 reckless endangerments and 3 attempt robberies.
Wow.
Them just the felonies, not to mention the whole
other charges.
The whole other slew of stuff. Like, the judge that sentenced me, he said, I wish you would have took it to trial so I could have gave you more time.
Wow.
Because I've been on a bench for over 30 years, and I never had a case like this come across my desk.
Wow.
All
crazy.
All of it from using drugs and getting high. I was on the thruway trying to come here, and just started like spazzing out on the thruway. Like,
wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just start bugging out, like start seeing stuff. And I was with a female and her daughter, and I was driving fast. And she was like, slow down. And I'm like, no. So when I did slow down about 60, she pulled the car off the road and hopped out with her baby and like ran to this car that was just sitting there like waiting. Like, wow. And then I hopped out, bugged out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like bugged out. I hopped out, bugged out. Like, cars were stopping and looking. I'm like, what you looking at? Like, trying to snatch people out the cars and stuff.
Wow.
You know.
See, that's the part that.
Yeah, a guy pulled up. A guy pulled up and was like, yo, you all right? I'm like, nah. He like, you need a ride? I'm like, yeah. So he just put me in the car. Like,
wow.
I know he thought I was bugged out. I threw my sneakers out the window.
Wow.
Because they was soaking wet.
Wow.
Like, we get to the Williamsville toll, there's mad police surrounding this vehicle, everything, like guns out, like, get on the ground. And I'm like, it's not that serious. Yeah. I couldn't comprehend.
Wow.
Yeah, they had guns in my face. I walked right up. I could have been shot. I walked right up on them. Man, like, bugged out.
You had favor, man. That's that's real favor, man.
That was wild.
So that was that portion of we had spoke on the drugs last week. Yeah. But there's a part that you didn't quite speak on. That's why we're here for stage 2 of the Jalety Bladez story. Gangs and guns. And this is a touchy subject right now, because this is something that, especially here this year has been heavy. That was one of my earlier podcasts. We had talked about that. We were talking about community accountability, and the killings have been like skyrocketed this year, which is crazy. But you've been in that life before, huh?
Yeah. Like I said, stuff that you don't get from home, you look for in any way you could find it, possibly the streets, other households. Like, the false sense of love that you get from the streets is like I was a kid. I needed that. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed that. I needed to feel like I belong. Like
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
no matter at any cost. So, 1998, 97. I joined the gang in 97. It was a family. It was like wrong or right, I always got your back type stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you ain't never got to be alone. You ain't never got to suffer. You ain't got to worry about nobody doing nothing to you. It's like a twisted version of a family.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go do this to prove that you're worthy to even be with us, or you got to go through this. It's
Like an initiation type.
yeah. It's like I needed some type of structure in my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was looking for anything to fill the void. Like my dad was a truck driver. He wasn't always there. Like I said, single mom. And I needed some type of structure. I needed something to do with my time. I was intelligent, but I was also like easy to be swayed. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, if you
right.
show me any type of attention, all right, that's what we doing. Then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, cause I wasn't getting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't getting it. Like, my mom, like, I told you, she didn't get her birth certificate till she was like 35.
Yeah.
So public assistance, and like, she overcame a lot. And I'm like, so, like, I got it in me. I got it in me to overcome this stuff. So
would you say that false sense of love that was shown to you, would you say that is that something that's lacking in the streets when it comes down to positive figures in the streets? Like would you say that that's something that can kind of like combat what they're getting now? Like, for instance, more so having more positive role models that are willing to let these young cats know, like, yo, we got your back. Is that, is that enough to change or to pull people away from that?
all right, it could be. We humans, we learn by repetition. We learn by repeat offenses over and over again.
Right.
These people who want to do this stuff you're talking about, as far as like show some real love, like, you got to understand, these kids been twisted for so long. You can't just come in once and expect them to jump on that.
Right. Consistency
You got to be
matters.
because these people that's in their life showing them this bad stuff, they consistent.
But they're showing some level of consistency.
This drama is consistent.
Right.
It's not letting up. It's not slowing down. So the love got to be equally strong.
Right. Yeah, it can't be a moment. I think
Nah,
that's
it
what
can't be a
happens. A lot
moment.
of
It's gotta
times
be-
people get caught up in the moment, and it's like, oh, it's cool. Now. Hey, yeah, let's be.
The gang for me was consistent.
Yeah, yeah. Even with the wrong messages, yet
It
still
was
consistent.
consistent.
So I can see how that can be.
Yeah, it was consistent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what time of night, what time of morning, like, whatever, like, it was consistent.
So how deep did you get into that? Like, how thick was it?
Oh man, when I went to prison, I was still in it.
Wow.
11 years later, I went to prison. I was still in the gang. And it's like rules and regulations. Like, you're not supposed to. There's certain stuff you're not supposed to do. Like, I got in 2 altercations when I was in prison. One from a dude that I used to like, you know how you make fun of people, like, you joke on each other, y'all joke on each other.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of really good at it. You know what I'm saying? So I used to get on this one guy, and then when it came time for him to go home, he didn't have an address. So like he kind of like wanted to pop on me.
Wow.
Like, from earlier joking around, like I had joked and embarrassed him months ago. Like then this come up, and now it's like he held on to that.
Yeah.
That's why I say you got to watch what you say to people. People hold on to stuff and you don't even know about it. Yeah, so he tried to swing on me. I had to go to the box. I sent him to the outside hospital. I went to the box. And the only thing that saved me, because I was good at cutting hair. Like, it's little signs that was, like, showing up all over my life to let me know, like, you cut hair. This is what you do.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you trying to do anything else? Like, hone in on your craft and you can be, like, one of the best.
Yeah.
So I'm in prison. Then another one I had, like the gang thing, 90 days and under, you're supposed to be inactive. I had 80 days left to come home. They still put me to go cut somebody in the face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I did it. I could have threw my whole date away.
Wow.
I could have got a new charge and got resentenced and sent back upstate for years again for what I did.
Wow.
The false sense of family, or your family needs you, or
Yeah.
you going to ride for your family. That's how they make it seem.
Yeah.
You going to ride for your family, or are you going to...
So, I'm gonna break into this real quick. For those of you who have questions and wanna, shout out a line to us,
That's right.
shoot a line to us and give us a call. Number is 716-236-5688. We're here on Black Reality Unscripted. So, what are some consequences that you face once you join the gang? Like, what are there things that you can remember that was like, I heard of stories where people life flashed right in front of their face, because of a situation that they may have gotten in. Because, again, you get that false sense of family, you get that false sense of security, you get that false sense of I'm protected, and I'm a part of a club now.
It's just like having a gun. Like, it's a sense of power that you get, like, when you got thousands of people behind you across the map.
Yeah.
If it follows you, just like your rap sheet follow you, the gang stuff follow you. Like, from city to city, you speak a little lingo or whatever, and then you automatically welcome with open arms. Like, it's nationwide, like even worldwide even.
Right.
Like, so that sense of love is distorted, but it's also real.
Right.
It's also real, but it's not compassion. It's just all fake.
Yeah.
It's all a front. Like, when it come time to go home, or people to go home, the same boys you hanging with, and they go home and you don't got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Like, you end up in a spot or a trap somewhere.
Man, that's
So, and not to mention the guns.
Right. Right.
Not to mention the guns.
Talk about the guns, man. I mean, because, some people do feel like, you're Superman.
Yeah, I had about 30 guns by the time I was 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
30?
Yeah. Jamaicans.
And it was just that easy.
Police hiding from, they need to hide them. Yo, hold this for me. What I get out of it? Take like 4 of them. And this is like on 5, 6 different occasions. Like, hold these for me. And what I get out of it? Take like, it's just all fake. What you want.
Yeah. Some people do.
So I accumulated that stuff, like being around the wrong people. But they didn't, it's a facade. You don't know they're the wrong people until you got to go through some things to see who you're going to be there for you. Like, not one of them. One person came to visit me in prison, a brother from the streets. Shout out to my bro, Ja Eyes. He came to visit me. And my son came to see me, and my mom came to see me. Yeah. All them gang members, all of them friends that you get high with, all of the people that you do robberies with.
Yeah.
That goes to show you when I came home, somebody tried to offer me a pack to sell.
Wow.
Remember I told you that?
Yeah, and could care less.
I'm on parole. I got programs to do, but you want to hand me a package to sell so I can buy it.
Wow.
Like, my eyes opened up quick.
Yeah.
My eyes opened up quick, especially like when, like I said, it's when you don't got nowhere to go. Like, you got a decision to make. Like, am I going to keep doing this? People fear what we don't understand. I was fearing change because I didn't understand it, because I had been doing the wrong thing for so long. I know what doing the wrong thing going to lead me to. Yeah. I know if I do this, I know what that's going to go to. I don't know what's going to happen if I do this.
Yeah. Wow.
They don't know. Like, the kids are, like I'm fortunate to be a barber that honed in on this craft. Now, I'm one of the most talked about names out here in Niagara Falls. I didn't know that. Yeah. Like, that's from me doing the next right thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now I was fortunate enough to find a trade that makes me more money than I was doing when I was selling drugs, but legally.
Right.
Like getting a ticket like that to get out of the game is almost impossible to find or have.
Wow.
So you can't tell these kids, if they do this right thing, that they're going to be able to have the money that they had doing the wrong thing.
So let's talk about that, because and I like to segue that into another portion, because that's something we have to work on when it comes down to, you know, trying to get the kids off the streets. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people say
half of these kids would be off the streets if they had somewhere to go.
Yeah. Not
even as far as a youth center or a basketball court, a home to go to.
Right. Right. So, and also when you're talking about someone that's in the game, that's selling, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're used to a certain amount of money, although it's not that much peace of mind, of course, in it, because you always looking over your shoulder for something. Not that I know personally, but I know people.
You can see the people on the block face when you ride by them, like how they lock eyes with you. Like,
right.
You could, like, man, come on, bro. I'm just riding by. Like,
right.
You looking at every car. It could either be something good in that car, or it can be
somebody that want to come and extract you.
But listen to the odds. It's only one good thing that they looking for in a car, and that's money. Mm-hmm. Now, look how many cars you got coming behind that. You got somebody that could rob you. Somebody that saw you that's going to snitch on you. The police that's going to take you to jail.
Right.
Somebody who area you might be in who wants you off their block, and they're going to start shooting at you. You chancing all of them bad things right there just for that one car that got the money in it?
The odds are horrible, man. The odds are horrible.
They don't see no other way.
But you're not. That's for those who aren't playing that tape all the way through. I think that's heavily important, and I think that's something that I think that's something that we'll always stress, and that's just not even in the gang and drugs. I mean, I think that's in all aspects of life. Is this, if you play the tape through and weigh out your consequences of the decisions that you make, I think I think it's because you got a lot of people who live for the now.
Yeah, it's because you got to understand, these kids out there, it ain't no time to weigh out no consequences. There's no decisions when they hungry and they need some food or something got to happen right now.
Right.
Like,
so, yeah, it's a reason.
When you're a certain age, you're not responsible for your own well-being. But when you got to fend for yourself at that certain age, that you're not even supposed to be responsible for your own well-being, that tend to put you in a place.
Okay.
Like, kids not even having chances to be kids nowadays.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
how you gotta provide for yourself when you're 14 and you're 15, when you should be trying to learn skills that's gonna carry you out the rest of your life with.
Skills are important. Skills are important. A lot of people, everyone isn't classroom material. I will say that, and when I say classroom material, I'm talking about going to,
I wasn't classroom
right,
material.
Right, college. But guess what happened? you had a gift, right? And I think that's the part that I like to put out there, is that when you have something, I think it's up to the parents to really hone in on their child's gift. You know what I mean, and help them, find out what it is that's inside of them that they want to do. You know what I mean?
Like, I chose the streets because my household, even though it was a single parent household, all I had was tough love. Like, my mother, like, you a boy, you got, like, there's some things you gonna have to do. I ain't gonna baby you, I ain't gonna.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
Like, get up and dust it off and keep it moving.
Right.
And I'm like, it kind of teach you, like crying is soft, and, like, I'm not allowed to fit. Like, my childhood had me growing up thinking I wasn't allowed to feel nothing.
Man, that's such a misconception, man. Like, and I think what happens is, because we lack in that area, or because we've been forcing us, like, and I'm talking about the young men, you force yourself to not feel, then you find yourself overcompensating in other areas.
You can't feel, not in the streets.
Yeah.
You can't show no sign of weakness or nothing like it's people that's just waiting to see you slip, to just eat
like
you
dogs.
alive.
Like dogs, smelling the fear.
It's to eat you alive. And I see so many people coming through my barbershop, and I'm able to just kick it with them. Like, that's why I say it's more than just about being a barbershop. I'm pretty sure I stopped a couple people from, like, going to jail for life, or, like, from shooting somebody or something. And I never, like, disclosed the information of the people who it was, because, like, you know what I'm saying, that's the barbershop. It's the unspoken man cave.
Right.
Like, so, but I'm pretty sure, like, where I am, like, I'm effective in just more than just cutting hair.
Right.
Like, because, like, I can pretty much read a situation and tell when something going down, or something, like, you know what I'm saying? But the fight, just one compassionate person that can't stop. It's like, everybody got to have some compassion.
Right.
Like, everybody got to, like, not sympathy, empathy.
Yeah. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes.
Yeah, put yourself in their shoes, like, because they're not really gonna tell you what's going on, because we in a society that make men feel like it's weak to struggle or to say something wrong. Like, man, if you hungry, you got to get out there and you got to get it. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you. You're not supposed to be telling a 14-year-old, 15-year-old to go get it. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you. What's going on at home?
Yeah, and that's the genesis of a lot of the issues.
Don't know. That's the pink elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Nobody want to talk about what's going on at home.
Right.
The streets is dangerous. So what's going on at home that make you choose the streets over home?
Yeah. And is there not a level of safety at the home? Like where?
No, it's not no level of safety at the home, because the kids not scared of nobody.
Yeah.
The kids don't have no consequences or nothing to fear from nobody. You beat their butt for doing something wrong, you can get in trouble. That kid can get taken out of your household. Like, they could disrupt the classroom, like, do whatever they want to do to the teachers. Like, shout out to the teachers nowadays, because,
right. Right. I'm gonna tell you something about this with the teachers and stuff, man. Listen, this COVID situation is an eye opener. I'm sure it was an eye opener for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because now y'all got to stay home and watch these kids do virtual learning, and y'all seeing how tough it is to keep these kids' attention. Now, these teachers got these kids for 7 hours a day, and a lot of parents ready to go up in there and fight the teachers because the kids came home and said, the teacher put me in the corner for 10 minutes. Man,
the parents is glad to send the kids back.
Right, of course.
Kids ain't been back in school since March.
Right.
I think everybody should have been on some virtual stuff.
Man, listen.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But the parents, like, man, I don't care if that school open, you there. Like, they need a break.
Yeah.
Like, they need a break. Like, nobody wanna spend the time with that they need with their kids no more. Nobody want to do that. Like, nobody want to do that. I got kids and I got kids I ain't even seen. Like, that's in South Carolina. Like, like the stuff I had to face to repair all over again when I decided to change my life is it was a mountain when I got to chipping at it.
Yeah.
I had so much stuff out of order. Like, stuff I let lay for years. Like I said, I had a warrant every day for 13 years.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I get picked up on it, and then I get ROR'd, and they'll let me out, and I'll never go back to court for it. Like, just, I'm gone.
Man.
Because the streets had me thinking that was the right thing to do. Like, oh, you got to run from the police. Oh, man, listen, you got to. Like, they teaching me all the wrong stuff.
No peace. And how do you? And I think that's the thing about it. And again, that was you not playing the tape out at the time. You didn't realize that, you were gonna. When you run from that, you're running pretty much until you get caught.
Yeah, but you don't care. You don't think. You don't think about that stuff. Don't matter. Like, the gang got a whole bunch of places to hide you at. You could be on the run for years and not even.
And that's really.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that false sense of love. Oh, you gonna hide me from the police? The police trying to catch you so you can go sit down somewhere and take care of this thing so you can get it out of the way.
Right.
They hiding you from that.
So all they doing is prolonging the
inevitable.
All right, dog it. So, and this is thing that, like, these are conversations that people need to hear, and I think that's why we're here. Hold on, come on in. Bring it in because they need to see you. These are things that people need to hear when it comes down to these streets. But there's a level, and I always talk about it. I believe that accountability must be held on all ends. Leadership, whether you know it or not, and whether you, how far you embrace it, you are a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it A1000. Because what happens is because I've watched you. I mean, listen, every week I see you once a week. You know what I'm saying? And I've watched you interact.
You don't call before you come, though.
No, I mean, because it is what it is.
He do what he want.
Hey, I'm walking in. Hey, open the door. I need my haircut. But hey, we got that kind of relationship. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I've watched you. You know what I mean, with these young cats. And one thing I can appreciate the consistency on that end, because the consistency that you speak of, you practice that. You practice what you preach. Because I've watched you when it comes down to, like, if it's wrong, it's wrong, no matter who's doing it. My dad always said, wrong is wrong regardless of who's doing it. Whether it's me, you, your mother, your dad, whoever.
Oh yeah, because we could justify.
We will justify something just to drive our point home anytime, and that's what we do what we want to do. I say it all the time. We do what we want to do. We go where we want to go, and
we ain't never wrong.
Right, never wrong, never wrong. Apologies with rebuttals every time. Right,
we never wrong.
So hold on, coffee break real quick. That's a good coffee.
I'm rubbing off on him. See, I'm a leader. I got him drinking coffee.
Got me drinking
Second
coffee.
show in a row.
Man, this is ridiculous.
Second show in a row.
So we can't be so that's another thing. So now we're talking about the homes. We're talking about parenting. So would you say that it's a systematic thing? That, where it comes down to, like, parents being with their hands tied behind their backs in many cases, where, because listen, my mom, she was my mom. My mom's gangster. I don't know if you watch your mom. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. You can chime in if you
shout out to Geraldine.
That's right. Geraldine. Right. I'm gonna tell you something. My mom was gangster. It was one of those, like, 9-1. Dial that last once. You know what I mean? It's like, if you better than me, touch that. You know what I mean? But it made sense, though. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I've watched a lot of my peers who could do what they wanted, who could, who parents let them do what they wanted to do.
And y'all in 2 different places in life right now.
Right. And some of them ain't even living.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So at the age of 22, I actually went to my mom and thanked her for all of the chastising and all that other stuff, because I'm like, man, I'm looking at some of my peers who are in these streets, and I'm talking about in the streets hard, like stuck. So, some of them are in jail. Some of them are dead. Family members that was in this stuff, dead. Like, you know what I mean? Shot cold blood. You know what I mean? So I understand, you know, how you know, the effect of good, strong parenting and being allowed to, you know, I mean, there's a difference between abuse.
That's the true definition of killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
That's a bullet. Whoever the bullet hit, the person died, not the person that pulled the trigger gone to. With an L on the back of their senses. 2 people gone with 1 bullet.
And 2 sets of families that's affected.
That's affected.
That's the part because see, here's the thing about it. A lot of times, a lot of the attention is brought on the person who shot. The person who was killed or whatever the case is. But a lot of times, people don't forget that the family members of the person who may have shot or killed someone, those family members are losing somebody as well. You know what I'm saying? And they have to experience this, because then they have to experience the fact that a family member of theirs took someone else's life. Then there's, you know, family feuds that sometimes
it don't stop there. Yeah.
Like, you got people who that
like,
you know,
somebody they want vengeance. They want retribution. They want something to happen to somebody. They want somebody to bleed.
And then it's like, okay, well, that person is gone and this person is in jail. Who's left out there? The families. You know what I'm saying? And then so you got family members that are looked at that had nothing to do with whatever happened.
They related.
But just because they're related, then guilty by association.
Yeah.
So nothing
casualties of war.
Yeah. Not a good thing, man.
Not a good thing at all.
Not a good thing.
It's casualties of war, but it's a big thing when it happened in the streets, but it's not a big thing when it happened on the upper level, like the.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, with the big money.
Like, any life lost it should be, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's gonna be in war. It's gonna be some casualties. That's what the powers that be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In war, it's gonna be some casualties, and we supposed to accept that. But it's a war going on the concrete right outside these buildings.
Right.
And when a casualty happen out here, y'all wanna run around and arrest as many people as y'all can, and when casualties happen on a higher level, it's just like, that's not right at any level.
Right. No, it's facts.
Like,
it's
you
not.
know what I'm saying?
It's wrong regardless. I think, and that's the thing about it. Sometimes we tend to. It's easier because it's easier to place judgment on something that's tangible and that's touchable. Once it gets to a higher level, then it's a lot of stuff that's swept under the rug. You know what I mean? That's another show at another time, of course.
Don't get canceled on part 2.
So we're here, man, and so you made a decision after making a decision to get a package, try to flip a package, ended up using product in the packages that you got.
Oh, don't let somebody front you the package, and then you mess that up. Because now
you're indebted.
Now you in debt.
Hot dog. See, that's the thing about
now
it.
Either I do something to you, or I got control of you until I feel like you paid that.
Right. Because that package had no price tag on it. Here you go. Flip this. and keep, you know what I'm saying? So
even if it had a price tag on it, once something happened to that thing and you can't pay
that's
for
interest.
it back,
it's interest behind it.
It's over.
So after all of that, man, you made a conscious. It had to be conscious at some point. I think your gift followed you for a while in the middle of your bad decisions.
I never appreciated my gift.
Right. but it was still there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that people got to understand. It doesn't take for you to, let me just keep that thorough. It doesn't take for you to be clean and all out and everything for your gift not to be active and still there. A lot of people are still gifted and they're just making bad decisions and they're in bad decisions, but, you know, there's still a gift that's within inside of them.
Yeah, everybody is, humans are multi-gifted. More than one gift.
Right.
Like, nobody is finding out what that is, though.
Right.
That's the kicker right there. You got to find out what that is. You got to help them find out what that is, because a lot of kids don't know what they want to do or what they want to be, because they don't see no way out. They don't see a way for them to have a job that's going to provide for them how they see themselves living.
So it's cloudy, but it's cloudy. I mean, I think it's cloudy, bro.
But you gotta listen to what I just said. Like, we in a microwave generation. Nobody want to fix nothing. Everybody just want to throw it away and just buy it brand new again. Right. Nobody want to fix nothing nowadays. Everybody want what they want, and they want it now.
Quick. It's cloudy though, and I think that's the reason why I have people like yourself and others that are out there getting it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Getting it without having to look over their shoulders. Because it can be cloudy, because what happens is, I'm going to be honest, and you know about it, media, music, and all of that other stuff portrays this image, such as the guns, such as the drugs, as to be something cool, when we know good and well that most of the people that's out here, most of the people that's in music aren't really even living those type of lifestyles themselves.
They can't.
Right.
The hip hop police is worse than is the worst police out there. They can't do the stuff that they rapping about.
Right. But what happens is that message is fed to a community of young people who feel like this is the thing, this is the jam, this is what we should do, right?
Who benefiting off of it? Who benefiting? Like somebody very powerful got to be benefiting off of it, or it'll been shut down.
Oh, absolutely. And it's definitely, and it's not even the rappers that's really benefiting off of it. That's a small portion. But y'all see these rappers in the houses and all that other stuff. That's small bones in comparison to the real beneficiaries of this message that's being put out. So how do we start to change the narrative? You know what I mean?
Start at home.
Right. So how do we get into, because I had the same conversations with the other fellas that I had on the show before. You know, we understand it definitely starts at home. And even one of our, shout out to Rasheem, man. Ra, he put a post up on the book, right? Mm-hmm. And he said, listen, he said, because he'd been in the streets too, man. Yeah. He'd been heavy in the streets. We had a huge long conversation, and he mentioned, he was like, man, I was supposed to be one of the first ones killed out of here. He said, but he was like, man, my grandmother, man, her prayers and stuff kept me around. He was like, because he knew when he got hemmed up, right? He turned his life around. You know, he made that decision, and he pretty much put a thing out where he was saying, like, listen, especially for those women who are in single family homes and their youngsters are kind of going wayward or whatever the case is. He said, I'll come and openly, just invitation, I'll come and talk to your kids. If you want, in your living room, if you need, on your porch or whatever the case is. It's like, because you got to get the message into the house. How do you get it?
It's not like we psychic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know all the families that need help.
Right. So you put it out there.
And nobody is going to ask for help.
But see, here's the thing, and this is what
some households is so crazy that how can you ask for help?
But I don't like I won't put, my thing is I like to make sure we leave people without excuse. The man put out, I'm gonna tell you, the man put out, and he said, inbox me. He didn't say, oh, tell the whole world that you need help. But he's like, I understand what's going on.
Is there such thing as penalty-free help? Because a lot of stuff going on in these houses is like, all right, if I ask for help and they come in here and they see this, they're gonna take my kids.
But this is somebody who was from the streets. This is not like he's calling for like a social worker to come in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he from the streets, but nobody is going to let, like, all right, if you know somebody, then that's fine and dandy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got my own sister, like just got taken out of work. You know what I'm saying? Until like December 9th or something, because like her health was bad, and I'm like, yo, if you need something, let me know.
Right.
And I still gotta pop up on her, and still be like, yo, here, and cause she never calls me.
Yeah.
And that's my sister. So how you gonna expect a complete stranger to call somebody and let them know that they need help?
So basically, in a nutshell, this problem has no real fix, because we can preach, yo, it got to start in the home all day. But where do
it's education.
Right, but
Like,
when do we give that? How can we get the education? I think that's the thing that, you know what I mean, because with every idea, we have to have a plan in motion. You know what I mean? And I think that's the part that, and this is what we're working on right now. Everybody, this is unscripted talk right now.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that, like, this is realistic, and we don't have the answers. That's why I always tell people, hey, feel free to call in too if you got an idea.
Let me tell you about this one little thing, because I was in 2014. I was beaten, and I woke up in ICU with machines breathing for me.
Wow. See, how you gonna leave that out? We done had a whole 48-minute
because
conversation.
like I don't. It's not like I want no. It's not like I want no revenge or no.
Right. No, absolutely.
Retribution. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like that. That was another major part in my life that made me know I had to change.
Right.
Or know I had changed.
Right.
Like when I got beat by the people that's supposed to serve, protect, and serve.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I wasn't outside. I was at home. I had mental health issues, so I called the ambulance for help. And they came with the ambulance, like trying to get me to take some type of drug, and I'm like, I'm not taking that. And he walked up on me, and I put my hands. I said, "Yo, what you doing? I could refuse treatment. I got the right." He looked at my hand and looked at me and punched me in the face.
Wow.
And I punched him back in the face, and it was just like a big brawl. Like it was like 26,
Like piranhas.
like 26 people in my living room. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I woke up at ICU with machines breathing for me. Like, I didn't even want. The only thing I wanted was an apology. I didn't even get that, but that didn't make me bitter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's like, hold up, like, all right, now I got to see how I can get into a position where that never happens again.
Right.
Because that can't happen again. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lesson. Every situation that happens always has a lesson tied into it.
Yeah, that can't happen again.
So you were smart enough to learn or find a different way to mold.
I had to find my motivation.
Right.
Because that was a pill right there that was like, that right there could have, that situation made me instead of breaking me. Because if it would have broke me, I would have been like on one. Like,
yeah, you wouldn't be here talking about it.
We wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have this conversation.
Right.
You'd be like,
right.
yo, this dude is in the police blotter again. Like,
wow.
like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's not how you start, but it's how you finish.
That's right.
I started twisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make my ending story be better than my beginning story.
Right. Oh, that's what's most important.
Yeah.
That's most important. You're writing your legacy, and I think that's something that needs to be considered abroad.
Yeah, and
instead of us trying to have too many people trying to have a name, but they're not trying to leave a legacy. You know what I mean?
Everybody not happy about everybody not happy I'm where I am.
Oh no, you're gonna have
you
that.
know what I'm saying? Like, they not happy. Like, I got a lot of people be like, yo, you forgot about us. Like, Like, nah, I ain't forget about y'all. That's what's keeping me where I'm at now, because I didn't forget about y'all.
Right.
I didn't forget where we came from, the things we did together.
Right.
But it come a time in your life when the party is over.
Right.
Like,
right.
Not a party that you go to and go home at the end of the night. A whole lifestyle.
Right.
The party is a lifestyle. It's not an event.
Right. Right.
Like,
you take that home and sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah. You eat.
Right.
Poop and breathe that
This
lifestyle. Yeah.
Facts. Wow.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
So it's good to have people, and of course you're not the only. There are people out there that support healthy communication, support a healthy lifestyle, support betterment and building. So it definitely is going to take a lot of these positive influencers to actually step out of their comfort zone. Would you say, let's say, at least for that? Because I always feel like I don't expect to have the answer. Mm-hmm. I always say that I'm wise because I know that I don't have all of the answers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
you're gonna have to flip it when it comes time to dealing with these kids. Like when you tell these kids, like, listen, when you push out for an opportunity, you're gonna hear more no's than you hear yes.
That's right.
So when you go to talk to these kids to try to reach out to them and try to get close to them, just understand y'all gonna have to hear a lot of no's before you hear a lot of yeses too.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
the approach is everything, though. I'm gonna tell you one thing about it. Sometimes, and I think that has worked for me in many cases where I was able to kind of like connect with a lot of young cats, is that I just speak to them. Because you don't want to come to them telling them this is what y'all supposed to. You need to do this. You need to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably one of the biggest issues, because these young cats don't want to. You don't want to come as if you're all knowing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just a simple conversation. We had, myself and Ezra, we talked about that before when we ran into these young boys that was, jumping on the building over at the ice rink.
Yeah, he showed me the video. Yeah.
And all it took for us, after we caught them, them boys quick too. All it took was for my Ezra, another one of our peacemakers. Shout out to my brother Wayne, and myself, to actually sit down and have just a plane out in the middle of the park at Hyde Park, have a conversation with them, and ask them, what is it? What is that? What are you looking for? What do you need? You know what I'm saying? Because we could have been like, y'all don't need to be doing this. Y'all need to be in books. Y'all need to do that. Blah blah blah. We understand that portion, but you're dealing with a different generation. So sometimes you have to meet people right where they at, right?
Yeah.
Meet them where they are. And I always say, God gave me 2 of these and 1 of these for a reason. 2 of these. I need to watch and I need to listen a little bit more than I'm talking. I mean, I can talk a lot while I'm on here because this is Black Reality Unscripted. But however, I do believe that communication is key when you're dealing with the young people, where we're not coming as all answers. You know what I mean? I mean,
you could talk all day. Like, it won't really matter. Like, you got to think, how can you be effective?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because to reach these kids, you got to be effective. First, you got to look at the numbers that we dealing with here.
Right.
The numbers are astronomical of kids going down the wrong road and out here, like, so you like, oh my gosh, the number is far too big. The number that need help is way bigger than the numbers that's trying to help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you trying to focus on this thing as a whole and trying to get everybody to straighten up when you should focus on the ones that want it first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kids that's gonna go the wrong way because nobody like caught them, and it's kids reaching out for help. Right. It's kids reaching out for help all over the place.
What would you say about poverty? Because I always say that you can't talk about crime without talking about poverty.
It's a conditioning. poverty is a conditioning. Like it's mental. Just like jail is mental. You got about 100 cops or COs. They got about 5,000 people. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's a conditioning. It's mental. Like if you could just be like, all right, like it's one officer for every 5,000 people. Wow. Like you know what I'm saying? Wow. Like it's like it's got to be a conditioning to make that one person have all of these people and like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a conditioning. I'm not telling everybody to go out and fight back or nothing. Like no, like no, like it's a way out. Like you got to go back to school. Nobody, unless you got like the best lyrics in the world to turn into a rapper or something like that, Joe, you gonna have to go back to school. If you want to do something that's worth keeping, you got to put work into that, man. I had to put work into that. Like people see where I'm at now and be like, oh my gosh, like you got all these customers, you got all this and that. Like none of y'all, like I didn't have a interview sitting at a table when I just started out. Like everybody ain't hear all these no's I heard. Everybody ain't hear like nah, I'm gonna take the dude right here because like they ain't never seen me cut before. I heard a million no's before I heard a yes. And I still had to start all over again. And I lost all my customers when I went back home to Syracuse. Got back, and I got new ones, and then the old ones started coming back.
So people need to see, but I think that's the thing probably that I'm really aiming at is people need to see a Jalety or somebody else doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of the times, especially when you're in the trenches or you're in the community where it's lacking, and that's when I say, especially when I'm talking about poverty, I'm talking about we know there are few hot areas in the city, and we're talking just Niagara Falls alone, that are neglected, that has been neglected. You know what I mean? That is considered a dollar sign for crime. With those areas, it's not a lot of these kids don't get a chance to see someone that looks like them doing positive things because of the environment that they're around, and they're not, you know what I mean? So how do we get, and again, that's why I do like what I did, like concerning our restaurant owners and things like that. Yourself, you're a professional barber. You know what I mean? How do we get that out to the community? How do we bring that? And maybe we can have like a business, type of event that shows people that look like us, shows the young kids like, hey, these are people that look like you that are doing something positive. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the thing about it, because we have to highlight, and that's why this is a highlighting series. This is as far as what we're doing. All
right, dig this. I got the respect I got because I'm out there with them. Like, they always try me to see what they can try in my shop. You see it.
Yeah.
Like, you see it. They always, but I stand firm. Like, you know what I'm saying? I stand firm, and I'm not going for that. But yet and still, like, they know they can come talk to me about some of everything. Like, they can pull up and they don't got no money and they need a haircut and they got something. Like, I'm 35 for 35. I cut 35 people hair for job interviews, and all 35 of them got the job.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's on me. Like, you got a job? I got you. Let me get you ready for this interview.
Right.
That's on me. And all 35 of them got the job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I'm involved in their personal lives.
Right.
Like, oh man, my wife or my kids ain't got, or how can I do this, or like, you know what I'm saying? I got a little cousin, he blowing up my phone right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? He came up to visit me for the weekend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Plus, he needed a haircut. Right. So he caught a round-trip train up here to come get his haircut and to see his big cousin.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't beat that type of how people look at me now. Right. Like, I never had trust. Nobody wouldn't trust me with nothing. Like with nothing now. Like, it's unlimited. it's unlimited. Like, people could be like, yo, hold this $10,000 for me real quick, or hold my car while I get locked up, or hold this, or make sure my apartment is okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, and I can
right.
and I can do these things now.
Right.
I can do these things now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to be dependable.
Right.
They can rely on me to do stuff when they never could before. Right.
Yo, so and that says a lot, man. And yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up right now. Man, I definitely appreciate you telling your story, man. I mean, real talk, it takes a lot for someone to really, kind of bear their burdens, bear the things that they went through, and put it in the open. But what's gonna happen is it's gonna help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's I know that's the main reason why we're here doing what we're doing right now on Black Reality Unscripted. So here we go again. At the end of the show, I always say you gotta drop a jewel. You gotta drop a jewel. So just a word of encouragement, or just something that makes sense, that you can feed to someone that they can digest.
All right, I'm gonna feed this to all the other entrepreneurs. Like, these kids, like, don't be scared of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I know it's mad violence out there and all of that. And they're not really thinking about like doing stuff to y'all like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know how you see a bunch. I'm not going to that store because there's too many people hanging outside that store. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like stop and just chop it up with them.
Right.
Like, see where they at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, see where they at. Like, it'll carry you a long way. See what they up to. Just chop it up. You'll be surprised, like, how some of them open up to people that's genuine. They can tell when you don't want to be bothered with them, and you're trying to do it like for stunting purposes, to try to put something like to show everybody behind the camera that you're trying to help them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's gonna end bad.
Yeah.
That's gonna end bad.
It is.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's one thing about, listen, these young people, they don't mind. They will let you have it. Like,
yeah, because
in the open,
when
they
you
know.
suffer like that, it's easy to read people. Mm-hmm. You know when somebody wanna, like, it's better to take $5 and go take them to go get something to eat and sit down and kick it with them, than for you to get them $100 and just walk away. That's more effective. The $5 is more effective because you're getting to spend some time.
Right.
Like,
and that's something that's the
you
thing.
Can't get time
you
back.
Can't get it back.
Yeah, like
and that's one thing they understand.
I can get $100 back. I can give you $100 and go get it right back, make it in the barbershop.
Right.
But I can't get that time back. And they know, like you just want to be bothered with me just because you don't really care what's going on with me. Like, try to really care about something that you asking about.
Empathy over apathy.
Yeah. Just care. Like, act like they matter.
Right.
Because they don't matter to nobody else. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't matter. They don't even matter at home.
Right. No, that's facts.
Yeah.
Listen, this is real. This is real stuff. This is good stuff. And again, I appreciate you coming through, man. This is a solid Black Reality Unscripted, man. This was part 2 of my favorite barber, Mr. Jalety Bladez. Next week, I'm not going to even tell you who's going to be on my show next week. It's going to be a surprise because it's a few people, and these are very special people to me. So y'all can share the mess out of that as well. Just make sure you're tuned in. Sunday evening at 5 p.m. sharp. I'm your boy Donta Miles, and I'm here with my man Jalety Bladez. This is Black Reality Unscripted, the show that may be uncomfortable for some, educational to others, and just plain reality to some of us.
Reality.
Y'all check it out. Later.